Hey everyone, welcome back. And today we have a lookup question. So I thought of bringing one scenario related lookup. So we had an idea of bringing series related. Okay, so you will learn lookup functions here. And if you are new to the channel, you can click on the link above. So make sure you go through all the videos in the playlist. It will help you in cracking the interview. Okay, so we'll just start with today's session. Now today we have a scenario where we have a lookup file. In the lookup file you have all the Game of Thrones season 1 episode names. Okay, so what you have to do is that we have to get the first and last matching season episode, okay, from the lookup. So you have like we'll discuss on the input data and then lookup data, and then we'll discuss how to get that output data. Okay, so that's the end goal, okay, for this use case. So this one usually you will get a lookup concept, lookup concept entry questions, for 3 to 5. Okay, so and dynamic lookup for you know uh, static lookup for juniors, and then dynamic lookup for seniors. Okay, for seniors. Okay, seniors will get both the static and dynamic. Okay, so but you should understand the dynamic lookup creation. Okay, so we'll discuss on lookup add and lookup create, okay, later. For now, okay, we'll discuss the static lookup functions and everything. Okay, so already we made a video on lookup, so please go through that lookup playlist. Okay, so to understand more on the lookup concept, so the concept checklist begin these use cases, the different functions involved in lookup. Okay, so how to access it and how to build that ETL solution. Okay, so for this use case we have taken input data as a series. Okay, series name and then season. Okay, so Game of Thrones here, and then we have season 1. So in the lookup file we have series. Okay, and you have the episode names. Okay, series, season, okay, and then episode names. Okay, episode names, that's nothing but you have the title here. Okay, so episode number and then title. Okay, so series name and then episode number, okay, season number and then episode number and then the title. Okay, for example, first season, first episode, winter is coming, and then the last episode of the first season is Fire and Blood. Okay, so we have to we have to get the and you have other series names as well, okay, in the lookup. Okay, for example, if you think that, so you have to sort out, you have to find out the first episode and then last episode from that lookup. Okay, first and last, how will you return? Okay, see here we have second episode, third episode. Okay, like we have okay, like for example, like we have one some third or whatever. Okay, so you have up to up to 10. Okay, so 1 2 3 up to 10. Okay, so we'll go to the ETL design now. So in the ETL design, if you see input data, which is nothing but just we have keys here. Okay, so Game of Thrones 1, and then here we are going to do with the reformat, and then lookup we have this lookup data. Okay, so in the name of lookup name is LKP. Okay, so how will you do that in the reformat? We'll code that, we'll code here. Okay, so before coding, next, so make sure the configuration of lookup is key. Okay, so key should be series name. Okay, so here we have the series name as GOT. Okay, so here in input we have GOT, so that it will match with the lookup. So that is fine, lookup config is done, and then transform code. Okay, in the reformat transform code we have to get these three output. Okay, these three fields. Okay, so these three rows. Okay, first episode and then last episode, and then the total number of episodes. Okay, so how will you do that? So here uh, for example, here I'll just begin. Okay, I'll just write the code, reformat. Okay, reformat in. Okay, so here begin. Okay, so after that for the total number of series. Okay, total number of episodes. Okay, for this I'm just using count. So for this I'm using a lookup count. Okay, lookup count, and then a lookup name here, lookup count function. Okay, so make sure you have knowledge on this lookup count function. Okay, so that's important. And then this count will have that 10, it will have the 10 episode. Okay, so number will be stored in the count. Okay, so now we'll just directly print. Okay, out dot series. Okay, in dot series. Okay, that is like name. Okay, so another one is out dot season. Okay, and then in dot season. Okay, so after that this will give you just GOT, and then season it will be 1. Now we'll come to the first and last episodes. Okay, so for this, see, we can just directly give, okay, out dot episode, okay, so episode, so we can give lookup function here, okay. So for the first episode, first episode, what we can do is just writing the lookup, okay, lookup, and then the function name, and then in series, okay. So here I'm just accessing the title, okay. So because we have the title field here, okay, so title field in this lookup, so we can match the input with the lookup and then get the title name, okay. So we can do that in the title, and then out dot last episode, okay. For example, you have your first episode and the last episode, okay. So after this, see, I think we have already made a video on lookup. If you do the lookup, okay, when you match with the lookup, it will return the first matching, okay. It will return first matching. So that's why for the first episode we are just providing the lookup command, okay. So if you just provide a lookup command, it will take the first matching, which is nothing but your first episode name, okay. So that will be winter is coming, okay. On the last episode, for the last episode, you can go for lookup last. So lookup last, and then you have LKP, okay, the lookup name, and then in dot series the key, okay. See, in dot series is your key for the lookup matching, okay, from your input. So here a title, okay. So this is nothing but fire and blood, okay, the last episode name, okay. So everything will be, I'm just closing this, okay. So, and yeah, we have to find out the total count, right? So for this total, okay, so total is nothing but count. I'm just directly assigning this count, okay. So this count here, so okay, see, the thing is lookup, you have to understand lookup count, and then you have to understand what is lookup, and then you have to understand what is lookup lost, okay, for this use case, okay. So if you understand that, you can directly access and you will get the output, okay. So you will get, see, you will get for example this one first, you will get this output, okay. So first episode, last episode, and then and then total, okay. So here we'll just take this one off, okay. So this, and then, and okay, so this is our expected output, okay. So from this code, you can apply this code in your reformat, okay. So if you apply this code, you will get the output like this, okay. So the series name, season, and then first episode, and then last episode of the season, and then total number of episodes, okay. So this is how you can use the lookup, okay. So this is for a sample set of data for sample real-time scenario, okay. So you can apply this in your domain, okay, whether banking or telecom or whatever domain you have. Just you have to understand, if you have limited for number of records in the lookup, you can access through different functions, okay. So we'll see the different types of dynamic lookup functions in the next like in the coming video, okay. So we'll just plan that accordingly so that it will benefit the seniors and juniors as well, okay. So because like even for juniors, we are getting dynamic lookup function, okay, question. So I hope like you find this concept and coding like useful, okay. So please try this in your GD and then let me know if it is okay, okay. So we'll just meet you guys in another video. So until then, bye.